what you would call in the air in Ohio, but thoughts of baseball, all right?
Absolutely.
Pitchers and catchers report when?
Tuesday.
But we're here
3 days before.
3 days before. We are
3 old Reds fans, really. We have
getting
to
it
start
done.
early.
That's right. So I'm Jeff,
And I'm Tom.
I'm Kim.
all right? And we are the 3 old Reds fans coming to you, not from Studio 82, but from our auxiliary location, Studio 251, Suite 190JG, otherwise known as Kim's palatial office.
Palatial Estate.
The outer court.
The outer courts, the inner sanctum is that direction. We're more than a few blocks from our good friends at Beans in the heart of Cedarville, the famous birthplace and final resting place of our own Bumpus Jones. We were going to be in Studio 82, but the flu has invaded my home. So we're here in 251, and we're trying this new thing known as Facebook Live. So our podcast, when you hear it there, will be the edited version a little bit. We don't edit really anything out, just some of my ums and stuff like that. And if the recorder falls over, we get rid of that, things like that. Tucker here, Mr. Barnhart, is our backstop holding up our audio recorder, so he's doing a great job for us today.
Golden Glove, Tucker.
Yes, I'd expect no errors out of you today, Tucker. All right, so
And also, I'm wearing my shades because I've got to get ready for Goodyear, Arizona.
are you going?
No, but
Oh.
I could. I guess
You got enough frequent flyer miles.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So if you happen to find us while we're actually live on here, say hi, ask us a Reds questions, make fun of Tom's sunglasses, just make fun of any of us. We don't care. We're just happy to be here and doing this. So, well, before we have some kind of questions we want to talk about, and you know what? The document I prepared is like not there. It's not all there. We'll have to make do. I kind of remember some of the other stuff I wanted to hit on. Bullpen edition, David Hernandez. You guys, anybody got stats on him?
He does.
What do we got? What's he looking
did
like for us?
Last year, a combination between the Los Angeles Angels and the Arizona Diamondbacks. He was a combined 3-1 with a 3.11 ERA. Righty pitcher, if I'm not mistaken, appeared in a total of 64 games, all of them in relief. Not much in the way of being a closer. Only had 2 saves, but we're not looking for a closer.
No, we're not.
No, not
We've
today.
got one of those, and we just need guys to get to the closer without blowing the lead.
And last year we talked about, in the beginning of the year, surprisingly, the bullpen was doing well. And sometime around, right at the All-Star break and afterwards, it quickly went downhill.
Mm-hmm.
So with the addition of Hernandez, and I'm sure we'll talk about another pitcher too, where, there's only one way to go. It's up. It's how far up will we move? That's what I'm looking for.
Right. And will the additions of Hernandez and Jared Hughes really kind of solidify those middle innings a little bit, the setup type of stuff?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. Was Wandy Peralta just flash in the pan type of season last year, or is he going to be good again?
Well, and another year of maturity for these guys. It could have been they hit a wall halfway through the season, some of these guys. And that's what could have really made their performance drop off. So maybe the experience, and they'll do some different training, and in the off season they get them ready to go all year instead of.
And as we've done the past year, as we've seen our favorite Major League Baseball team do, they pick up some guy, and he seems to go do better than we thought he would. Obviously, we were able to trade one of those guys and get Castillo from 2 years ago. But what about Manship?
He's a minor league contract, so he's. I think you're figuring that Hughes and Hernandez are definitely on the team. They gave him 2-year deals.
Right.
Manship's a guy that's got to come back and be pretty good to make the team out of spring training.
But Tom, do you have the numbers on what he did?
I don't. I have just the service time and the roster stats.
Here he is. I have it. I'm sorry.
We already have a comment on our Facebook Live.
Oh, do we?
Somebody named Kayla says the man in the dark sweater is looking sharp.
Without a bow tie, even. Hey, Mice. Hey, Mice.
Daddy's girl.
Love you, honey.
Okay.
I was going to say Jeff Manship real quick, and I'm thinking sort of a diamond in the rough. But 2015 with Cleveland, 0.92 ERA.
How many appearances did he have?
2016 with Cleveland, 3.12 ERA. Tom, good question. A total of 85 games.
In 1 year?
So we're not two.
Okay.
Spread over 2 years. So we're not talking a small sampling size. Not on here, but I think, didn't he go to Korea?
Yeah. Went and played there for a year.
Yeah, I read that.
So
and started, and I think he had like a 3.21 ERA.
okay, all right. So that's what we see there. I don't think there's anything really. In our last show we talked about potential batting order, rotation. Nothing's really changed. I mean,
No.
it's really status quo from that.
Well, I mean, they're adding Siri to their major league roster. At least right now they are.
Jose Siri.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
you make sure
You
you,
mean
don't
the
say
fourth-
Jose Siri and not Siri. It's
Yeah, our phones will start asking us questions. So
the question is,
you
will he
you
see
mean,
time?
You mean
or
40 man? He's on the 40 man.
he's on the 40 man.
I don't think he's. No, I don't think he'll be. Because he played low levels last year. He's not going to make. He's not going to play in the majors this year. I don't think
He had a great offseason.
Luis Castillo says hi.
he does.
Where did he play in the offseason? Was it the Dominican League or the?
Yes.
Yes, and he played. Thing was, he played there, and he was really the youngest guy there, and
Did he lead with home
and
runs?
he was very productive. So he's a guy that we're looking ahead to, and as you mentioned earlier, when we were setting up talking, maybe that's a guy that takes over for Billy someday.
Right. Could be our next center fielder.
Could be.
If he can at least hit 260, 270, right?
And
He's got to hit at least
270.
270. 260s don't cut it with this guy over here. You know, I mean, it's just not good enough.
I think
Even if his WOBA is off the charts, if he ain't hitting 260, you know,
Woba had to come up.
if he ain't hitting 260, 270,
Shoot,
forget it.
I'd take 260 for Billy if he can
yes, we
base
would.
that much.
Yes, we would. With his speed, yes, we would.
This is their wars.
Their WAR from last year, 3.2211. That ain't a lot.
No.
Votto 5. That's a nice one. Hamilton, Shebler, Duvall a 2.
I mean,
Jeanette, Peraza a 1. Is this last year or projected for this year?
I believe this is last year.
Suarez a 4, which is why they're not in a hurry to move him off third base
Right.
for Senzel, and Barnhart, Mesoraco with a combined 3, which is pretty stout.
Which is good. I mean, you got first base, catcher, third base, pretty
Yeah,
solid.
well.
Castillo on the mound. Other than that,
well, you got a Gold Glover there, so that makes a big difference.
The other interesting stat I saw when it was ranking the teams based on the rank of your pitching staff and the rank of your hitters. And then obviously you don't want there to be much of a difference between the two, right? So if your pitching's really good and your hitting's really good, the difference is going to be very little. Well, the Reds had the second worst difference. Their pitching was 30th.
In WAR, it's wins above replacement.
I thought
It's
it
not
was
the
a-
old.
I thought it was
It's
a
not the
good-
old card game where you flip them
What is
down.
it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely
Ooh.
nothing.
With these, I don't have my glasses on, so I have my sunglasses. Which I'd be like an old man if I wore two pairs of
Well, I have
glasses.
bifocals, so that tells you how old I am. So, what is it you want to know?
What the Reds pitching and what their hitting was.
Oh, position rank was 10. Pitcher rank was 30. So the difference was 21.
20. So
The only
30.
team worse was the Marlins. Their position was 7, and their pitching was 28. And what they do, they traded away all their position stuff.
Which means it won't be like that this year.
No, there won't be much of a difference
But
because
they'll
they'll both be
bad.
really high.
They'll both be bad.
Yeah, they'll both be really high. So the Mets were 11 and 21. They were 10th. 10th worst, I guess. It doesn't give everybody just a top 10. This is
Yeah.
incomplete. What are you doing, man? We want to see the whole thing. I'm
That's
just
all I
kidding.
got.
That's all you got?
Can I add that we've got two other Cedarville grads that have chimed in? Kyler Ludlow.
Oh, Kyle.
Kyler up in Eastern Michigan University, Cedarville grad, former Cedarville baseball player, a new father.
Yes.
So Kyler, thanks for liking our page. And Angela Becker, a phenomenal
Angela.
4-year volleyball player for the Lady Jackets here,
Yeah.
and her senior year led the Lady Jackets into the NCAA playoffs. So Angela, thank you for loving our page. We miss you, honey. So.
I apologize for my cough today. Don't know how that hit me, but
It's amazing. Our listeners and viewers are literally all over the world.
all over the world, literally.
Michigan, Chicago,
Yeah.
and uttermost
Well,
parts.
now, while we are on Facebook Live, tell us some of the countries. Tell the fans out there.
Oh
what
yeah,
countries.
we're
looking at
our
you.
analytics show to the podcast listening. Slovenia, Japan, Spain, the Philippines, California.
California's like another country.
That's
Kinda-
getting to be
kinda-
like another country.
Yeah,
It's good
yeah,
you threw that in there.
they're thinking that way. So anyway,
Slovenia. Do we know who that is?
no,
It's
they
not
like
Jeff
you
Guernsey,
said,
is it?
like you said, they saw 3 old Reds fans. They think we're communists.
That's true. Oh.
All right, so let's do this. The Reds will have a winning season if one thing. We can go around a couple times.
Well, the easy thing is if their pitching holds up. It seems like so many years they start pretty good and then we die after the All-Star break. So
Pitching has to hold up. So if the pitching holds up, what else? Other than if we win 82 games.
Yeah. Who would have said that?
Yeah, you did earlier.
Well, Tom took the one that I was thinking of, but I would also say,
It takes more than just one thing. You got to have all phases doing some
yeah,
work, right?
I would just say, all right, so we'll get off that. Let's go on the offensive side. Consistency from our outfield players. I guess we have to say none of the 3 outfielders, excluding Winker, had any consistency to them all year. And we need some sort of player out there who's not one that we're talking about next year in the offseason saying, do we trade him? Because we've looked at it with Duvall, we looked at it with Shepler, we certainly looked at it and still looking at it with Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
you know, Jeff, I think Kim's getting to be about Winker, kind of like you are with Shevler.
Oh, yeah.
Winker, I don't think we had enough of a body of work to judge him on
No,
that,
but
Mr. Generette.
But the body of work we've seen suggests maybe this guy could be consistent. So I think that's the hope that we have.
What do you think?
I would say those
Weird.
two things are for sure. Another thing then is that the players stay confident in Brian Price in what he's doing. I think if you get any kind of, is this guy the best manager for us? If they have a little bit of a bad stretch and people start questioning him, I think if that sort of thing happens, that has to stay strong.
I think that's a good point.
That has to stay strong.
I'd like to answer a question Tom had for you. I'd like to answer for you.
Oh well, thank you.
Okay.
Good, because I'm
Yeah.
not on my game today. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm
Why'd you say today?
Oh, that's
Okay.
true.
Anyway,
What's different
Uh,
about today? Huh?
Tom, September 5th, 2017, and I'm not going to give the opening day lineup yet, and I'm not going to say who the 5 starting pitchers will be. But on September 5th, 2017, over 5 months ago, JG has as our leadoff batter. Tell him.
Oh yeah.
A guy by the name of Winker.
Winker. I
will be
said.
our
I remember
leadoff
that.
batter. That answers your question, what Jeff thinks about.
So, have you switched from Shevler to man
No,
crush on Winker?
No.
So, neither one of you have man crushes on Winker.
No, I don't have
Man
crush.
crush.
You had a
no.
man crush on Shevler. I don't care what
I
you say.
think? Yeah, well, he admits that. Do I think Winker makes our ball club better? Absolutely, by far. And yeah, it was a small window, but you know that small window could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse. He performed very well.
That's true.
So.
What else did I have? Winker at right,
All right.
Braz at short,
Go ahead. Do the
Votto
lineup. Go
at
ahead.
first, Duvall in left, Suarez at third, Senzel at second.
That's not happening.
No. Scooter will be a second.
Hamilton in center and Barnhart at catcher. Did I say opening day or did I say eventually in the? I did.
We were in Stingers, formerly known as, to you Cedarville grads,
The Hive.
the Hive, and you want to go ahead and give our opening day pitcher?
Bailey,
And who's the rest of the staff?
Castillo, Stevenson, Molly, and Romano. Which, what it sounds like, DeSclafani and Finnegan are what they want to do from things
Well,
I've
definitely
heard.
what Price wants to do.
I think it's what Price wants to do if they're healthy. But I just question: are we going to be healthy?
And a good article on ESPN today about Amir Garrett got to Goodyear on Saturday. He's ready.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Came
I
extra early.
don't know how he'll do, but I like that.
I like him too.
And he needs to be hungry.
That could be the diamond in the rough, or that's not really the cliche I'm looking for, but an X factor possibly
Ooh, yeah.
could be.
You know, another non-pitching thing for the Reds to be successful is you got to replace Cosart's offensive stats, right? And is Scooter gonna have another career year?
Yeah.
So those are if neither one of those happen, that's a lot of offense to lose.
Right, but if the outfield is consistent, then maybe I think. Well, it'll be interesting. So that was sort of if the Reds have a winning season. All right. Before we go on to the next one, we have a question on Facebook from Angela Becker. Wants to know, what 5 years did the Reds win the World Series?
Oh, Angela, honey, that's easy.
That's easy.
That's easy. Okay,
She must have.
hold on,
First of all,
hold
she
on.
Googled
I'm
it.
the
you know.
oldest one. I'm the oldest one, so I'll start and we go in order.
Did you witness the first one?
No, but I did see it on 8 Men Out.
All right.
Okay, 1919,
1940,
75.
76.
1990.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's
There
right.
you go.
And
And-
you Googled that, didn't you, Angela?
Yeah.
Angela, let us know, honey.
She
We're all
wanted to
curious.
know. She was asking.
She's asking for a friend.
No, she was asking for herself. So she wanted to know. Maybe she didn't know, or maybe she did know. Wanted to see.
How would
if
she have
we
known
knew.
5 though?
Yeah, that's right. She knew what. Well, I don't know.
She's from Colorado. They don't know anything about baseball out there.
Well, they like the home run. We know that. That's because that's mostly what their team does out there. So, what if the Reds will make the playoffs? If
Oh wow!
so, you got to step it up a little farther, a little more maybe specific than
Well,
just pitching has to come together.
You want me to go
and so
first
forth.
again?
Say it again. Now, what's the question?
The Reds. The first one was we'll have a winning season,
Yeah, we
which
already
means
answered
at
that.
least winning 82 games. If you haven't figured that out yet, you got to at least win 82. But beyond that, we actually make the playoffs if.
Wow. Why don't you go first?
Yeah.
I don't know
Me?
where he's looking, but I
Who? Me? Okay. I will say they make the playoffs if somebody besides Joey Votto, or in addition to Joey Votto, what are you doing?
He doesn't
You
know.
said you didn't want any volume.
Yeah, it cut the
came on all
it came
of a
on the
sudden.
volume. All right, so let me back up. The Reds will make the playoffs if a player in addition to Joey Votto, is top 10 in MVP voting.
Ooh, wow! I was just going to say has a career year, like a Suarez has a career
Well,
year.
that's the same as I did. It could be. I was going to say a Suarez. I was going to pick a guy. I thought, no, if another guy has the kind of year that he can be top 10 in MVP voting, and Joey is, or maybe
Joey
even
is
wins
who
it,
he is.
and Joey's Joey, then that's the type of stuff that we could have. Do you know how to control the volume
evidently.
on your iPad?
Well, I'm trying to get it. See how right here you're getting this. I'm trying to get that,
Well, I'm on a laptop computer. You're on
and it won't let
on
me
an
see
app.
that.
May not. So
Evidently not. Okay,
anyway, so we got another like.
that's good. That's a good point about the MVP top 10
So
vote.
that means we've got somebody else being really consistent all year
Yeah.
at a high level.
And everybody else has to do their normal thing. We
All
can't
right.
have
So is that yours?
we can't have Tucker go down. I was going to say something similar.
All right. So
It's
I can hear it on your
Oh,
iPad.
can
We'll just monitor it here. How about that?
It's understood though that the pitchers will have to be top 10 pitching staff. I mean that's a given,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, they do. They have to be top 10. I'm pretty sure that's the truth. What do you got? We're gonna make the playoffs if.
Well, it's feeling pretty good until the Brewers pulled off 2 really good trades recently about a wild card shot. I will say that Homer and DeSclafani are healthy all year, and I will say Scooter is a starter all year, because if Scooter's a starter all year, that's good news for us, because Sinzel's going to come up. Where is he going to play? I don't know.
If he's starting because he's good enough to hold the job, is what you mean.
Right, because
Yes, he's having another.
And with that, I'm implying that Winker is going to be the top 10 voting guy that you reference, or a career year. I can't tell who Tom's looking at with those shades, but he's shaking his head.
Or
no.
Suarez. You would like Suarez. You love Suarez too.
Yeah, but he's got a man
Probably, if
crush
I had
on
a man
Winker.
crush
He's
on
not
anyone, it'd
admitting
have to be Votto, but so does Tom. He's admitted that too. Just when he comes
it.
up,
I do have a little crush on
when
Votto.
he comes up to bat, it's like, okay, stop everything you're doing, and watch Votto
Watch him foul off 5 pitches and get a hit.
Well, I will say this, and I don't want to get off too far off tangent, but when he gets to an 0-2 count, game on. It's almost like, and you've heard the announcer say that when he's at 0-2, he's got you where he wants you, and he's just fun to watch.
It's a
hit
lot of
from
fun.
there. It is. But back to that, I say whatever it was I said. Scooter is going to be having another year like he did last year, and the two aces, if you would, on paper, Bailey and DeSclafani pitch all year long.
Okay.
Are we deep? Are we deep enough? I mean, if Votto goes down, are we deep enough to have? I guess you need somebody to have a career year to take up his slack. But there's going to be injuries, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do we have enough guys on the bench to replace?
Well, I think one thing that's good about the bench is that Winker's going to make the team out of spring, regardless of whether he's in the starting lineup on opening day, and you're going to have 4, I think, quality outfielders.
I think the outfield will be
And
deep.
that will help our bench, because I think all 4 of those guys you feel like could produce and play and start a lot of games. And if he does that sort of platoon those 4 guys out there, that makes your bench stronger because one of them is on the bench every day to
Right.
pinch hit or Billy to pinch run,
Right.
and so forth.
So
I think
that's
that
tough.
matters.
That's tough. It's like having 2 quarterbacks as starters. It's tough.
You can't do it long term.
That's what I was going to say. It cannot be the long-term answer.
It's got to
And
be
so
it's this year or half a year.
I'm
But if
just-
he's rotating those guys, that 4th guy's going to get some time.
Name 2 teams right off the bat that have done something like that, with the two quarterbacks for the whole year, 4 outfielders for the whole year. It's not a long-term solution.
No, it's
I
not.
don't see it. So it sounds really good when you can't trade Billy Hamilton for a stud in the San Francisco Giants farm system. Yeah, it sounds good. We're going to fall back on that.
Of course, you know what would solve the whole problem of all 4 guys getting to play?
A DH.
A DH. Look at DH one of them.
I had to think outside the box where this man was going, but
Winker would make a fine designated hitter.
Well, let's get back to reality.
Okay. All right. Okay. Maybe when baseball realigns the next time, we'll get to go maybe we'll go to the American League. I don't want to do that. I'm just kidding. But we'll see what happens. So, all right. How about this? I was going to say the Reds have a losing season but we've it's basically the opposite of everything we just said. So I'm going to skip that. Luis Castillo will do what this year?
I think I won 15 games.
I was going to say win 12 to 15.
All right. I will say will
14.
win 14 games. What are we doing, like Price is Right here? I think he will solidify. I'm not going to put in numbers to it, but I think he will solidify himself as a legit major league starter who's a guy who can make some all-star teams. I don't know if he'll make an all-star team this year, but I think he will say, I'm here for the long haul. I think we'll see him this year. I would love to see him get to 200 innings. If he gets to 200 innings, that's another really good
He'll be the
sign.
next Freddie Norman.
Future Reds Hall of Famer.
That's right.
Just voted in this week.
Who's going to be the number 2 starter?
I don't know.
Take that away from him, Jeff. Just take it away.
The iPad. It's the volume. Just stop. Okay, this Facebook Live thing is. I like it, but I'm not sure it likes him.
I'm sorry.
Anyway,
Squirrel.
Yeah, exactly. So what we all right. So that's Luis Castillo. How about Jesse Winker? Will do what? We'll defer to you, Kim.
I will say he will hit no less than 15 to 20 homers and no less than 280.
Okay.
Such a crush guy. I think he'll start off the year as the number 4 outfielder. Somebody will get hurt and he'll play the rest of the year. I don't know. You think he'll hit 280?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I don't know about that. I don't think I'll hit that well, but
Remember the stitching on the baseball is different than the minor leagues, and what he did in that short window of time he came out last year, he crushed it in limited playing time.
like Pete said, the lights are better and the pitchers are more around the plate.
Yeah, it's
And I
Easier
think
to easiest place to hit.
And I really think he has a lot to prove.
I do too. I think there's a little bit of a chip on the shoulder there. I hope there is. Okay. How about Joey Votto, Will?
Joey Votto will be Joey Votto. In fact, I think I mentioned to you guys earlier, Tom Bradman said he may be the greatest Reds
Did you
hitter
read
of
that?
all time.
You read that?
And that's a easy, if he keeps going here.
Okay.
He'll hit over 300, he'll hit 25 home runs.
How about Joey Votto will win MVP?
Wow, that'd be awesome.
2 votes?
I think
2 votes this
if
past year.
if he plays like he did last year, and the Reds contend,
He needs Suarez to hit well behind him.
he needs excuse me, he needs a lot of guys to hit well behind him.
So let's all right. So Tom and I have already said if we have a man crush on anyone, it's Votto
And Johnny
Okay.
Bench.
and John Benjamin. All right. Here's what. So having said that, though, prefacing it, here's what scares me. At what point will we see a downward trend? I don't want to say decline. A downward trend. What? That because he's going to be 35 this year.
And he's
Now
playing
we talked
first
about.
base.
Well, I
we
hear he's
talked
watching
about-
those.
Hang on. We talked about Pete Rose and how Pete Rose had that magnificent 44-game hit streak, right?
In his 30s.
In his late 30s. I think in his year 17 of his major league career. So it has been done without testing positive for HGH and such. I don't want that to happen to Joey. We want him to continue. I just get nervous. Okay, at what point will he have a downward trend?
Maybe he's watching Tom versus Time and learning from that.
He should.
He should. The Brady
Kind of fun to watch.
documentaries. You've watched some of that. I've been hearing stuff that's gone in him. I haven't watched it, and that's a trend today. Guys taking better care of themselves and
True.
so forth. And Pete didn't really play in an era when that was sort of the case. Although I think Pete was the guy who took care of himself.
Definitely.
I don't think Pete was not abusing his body. He was taking care of himself. I think he was a guy in that era that did that. I think also that with playing first base, it's not as demanding physically.
Mm-hmm.
That helps. I just hope when the day comes that he can't really do it in the field anymore,
I knew this was good.
that maybe we can get to DH so we can keep him. Otherwise, he may play out his career in Seattle or somewhere.
I think he may still be very productive till he's 40.
He could be.
Or Toronto.
Yeah, he could.
I hope
Yeah,
you're right.
Toronto. Yeah, I hope
Yeah,
so
Toronto
too.
would be logical.
Yeah, he very well could be, and we really hope that that's what happens. So
How long does this contract with the Reds go till?
I don't know. Don't you have that information somewhere here?
Don't you have another 3 or 4 years on it?
Something like that. I mean, it's not. It was to where he's at that. It's to that point of like, okay, he's not going to probably get the same contract by that point of his career because
Right.
he's going to be on the decline. as
Now,
you
he's
say.
one that if you're ownership, okay, or if you're management, you want him to retire in a Reds jersey.
You do. But at the same
Absolutely.
time, it's a business, and I'd love to see that. But when he's 38, if all he can still do is hit and he can't play the field
And he wants to
and
play.
he wants to play, make the best deal you can.
Yeah.
Make the best deal.
Yeah.
It's what you have to do. But that's a long way away. So we don't want to. This is getting depressing.
Well,
Talking about.
I remember I prefaced it by saying we have the man crush on him.
Yeah,
We do.
well,
He's
everybody
our favorite
does.
player.
Every Reds fan does. I mean, we all think a lot of him. All right, throw out a player. So and so will what? Pick one.
Suarez will improve on last year's numbers, offensively and defensively.
Okay. Suarez will do what?
Any player.
No. Okay, you can pick another player.
Homer Bailey will get hurt. Sorry to bring you down.
We just got out of that pit, right?
We just got out of the pit. Yeah, and you're bringing it back down. Homer Bailey. I'd like to add to that. I think Homer Bailey will win 15 games.
Wow.
Wow.
That's quite a prediction there, Mr.
I
Gilbert.
think
We'll have a winning season then, or we should.
we should
You're right.
if he does. If he does, I will say either DeSclafani or Finnegan will be on the DL again, if not both.
Well,
Yeah, that's a good
let's
prediction.
just not go watch him play when AD
Exactly.
because he doesn't like it when we pitch.
We're not going to any more rehab.
Was it a
stints
10-run
and
first inning?
I don't know, man, but my neck. We
I
still
never-
all got whiplash from watching those home runs go over the
I-
fence.
And we're not
Like watching
joking.
batting practice.
I never thought lower A single ball players could hit the ball that far. I've never seen him hit it that far at the ballpark in Dayton until that night off a disqualified. But boy, he looked good in warm-ups, and we were right there.
We were right there. We were watching it. Oh my gosh, that was, and after that, like, this guy's not ready. Obviously,
Well,
he can't get a high school team out there. Right?
The two appearances before that, he pitched great.
Yeah.
He really did.
But,
And he came off. Oh, the elbow's not feeling fine. But, no surgery, no whatever. Let's see. And between him and Finnegan, you got to figure you roll with the odds there that one of them's going to get injured.
Yeah. And
Okay,
I still like Finnegan as a bullpen guy long term, too.
Like a long guy?
Yeah, if we get enough of these other young guys to be good starters. So, anyway, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, I think Amir Garrett's going to have a good year.
I hope so.
I don't know if he's going to win 15 games, but I think he's going to be a good starter for us this year. I said with lefty.
You think he's going to be a starter?
I do. I think he might be our 5th starter. I think he'll have a good year.
That would be unexpected.
Yep, I agree.
But we do have, there is this thing where we tend to base what we think off of the last thing a guy did.
Right.
Or the last thing a team did. That's why the Reds won't be picked to be very good, because you look at what they did last year.
Some guys already predicted to be 68 and 94 again.
Well, because they didn't have many changes.
Right. They didn't. Yeah.
And that's why we're counting on the staying healthy, and we're counting on the maturation of this young staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And some of the young hitters. Obviously, like you said, you think Suarez will have a better year. Peraza could have a very good year if the last 48 games last year were not just because he was facing a bunch of
so Peraza hits
call-ups
260
in September
and has an OBP.
We're going to be happy with that.
OBP of what, 350? We'll take it.
We would be happy with that.
Yeah. I think I would love to see him become a leadoff hitter.
Because in 2012 and 2013, our shortstop back then was horrible at the plate.
Yeah, he was.
He was bad.
Yeah, and he was an all-star last year.
Yeah.
Do you think the Reds will make any other moves in spring training before the season starts? Are we likely to sign a key player, make a deal? Any thoughts? Not asking who or what. Just, do you think there's something out there that's just going to happen that we're not expecting yet?
No, I think we'll probably pick up some free agents after they get released from other clubs.
Because everybody always does. Everybody always grabs a couple.
All things being equal, and by that I mean no injuries to a major player where a team who's going to be a contingent team needs a center fielder. All things being equal, no. Okay. All right. Nothing of noteworthiness. Okay. So I think I agree with that. But at the same time, I wouldn't be... I mean, after what the Cavaliers did the other day, blew up their team. Oh, you two going to start arguing about the Cavaliers? No. I'm just saying. Last time we're at a baseball game, you two start talking about the Cavaliers. You interrupted the woman in front of us. She turned around and let you two... Okay. So anyway, at any rate, it's true. The fact that they did that, they needed to, but nobody really expected it, means that, anything can happen. Yeah, but not with the Reds. No, I don't. No, they're not going to blow up the team. I'm just saying there could be a trade that happens. So, take it away from us. We're like simulcasting here, double simulcast. Reds are conservative, small market. I think you're probably right. So, just want to throw that out there. All right. Anything else? I think we ought to appeal to all of our fans all over the world. To sponsor us so that the 3 old Reds fans can go to Goodyear. Okay. Well, it's time to talk about our sponsors. On our site, we're on. We do this through Podbean, so you can go to 3oldredsfans.podbean.com, and it's 3 old Reds fans with the number 3, as you probably know if you've been watching, you would see that, and you can go there. And there's a place that says patron or something like that, and you can click and you can decide to support us a little bit. So we can do the video thing here, but we would love to have a better audio setup and also be able to have a phone guest maybe now and then. Because I think Brian Price wants to be on the show. And to let the fans in Slovenia and everywhere know, we don't have a sales and marketing team, but if we did, our goal this year is to double our support. Double our support from last year. We can double that.
which would be what?
And we had more than 0.
More than 0, but doubling it still wouldn't account for much. But
I think we need to we want to do on-site type of things as well.
yeah, it'd be fun to do.
Where we can, interview the Reds personally, have these questions for them personally. And so we'll need travel and
I
equipment
have visions
to do
of us hanging over the center field wall saying, "Hey, Billy!"
that. It's us! It's us, the 3 old Reds fans! Don't you know us?
But seriously, there are some others out there who cover this, and a couple contacts might have that it'd be fun to talk to people and get and do that kind of thing. Or maybe when you're on your travels for work,
Subs.
we wouldn't. We can still do subs, but maybe you could phone in
remotely
and do it remotely. We wouldn't get to see you in your
I'll be
shades.
Arizona in May.
Are you really? Yeah.
May's a little too late.
Yeah, I'll be in Florida in early March. I'm gonna
A little bit too early, and the wrong part of the country.
wrong part of the country, but I'm
For the
gonna
Grapefruit League still.
I'm gonna hit a couple. I'm gonna try to hit a Grapefruit League game or two,
Yeah, you should.
just for fun.
I'm going to see the Orioles, I bet.
Yeah, the Orioles are in that area, and the Pirates are in that area. So I told him, I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go see like Orioles game, Pirates game." He says, "Why those teams?" I'm like, well, those are the teams where I'm gonna be. That's where I'm close. I'm not gonna drive across the Port St. Lucie to see the Mets or whatever. So I'll be in the Sarasota, Bradenton area. So for a week, enjoying the sun and getting out of this cold, miserable weather.
I don't think it'll be long till we have such a big fan base. We'll have advertising and things and be able to quit our day jobs and probably do this
Well,
full time.
The Reds are going to win back-to-back World Series before that happens.
Well, if we do this and we get on ESPN, we just can't go political. 'Cause that hasn't worked out.
That hasn't worked out.
Jeff, you can't kneel during the anthem anymore.
Kneel during prayer, Jeff.
Yes.
Stand during the anthem. Get it right.
Yeah, okay, I'll get it right. Yeah, I get those things confused. Anyway, so, all right, well, when are we going to do this again?
I think
Try
we'll
to
do
hit it before,
during spring training sometime.
yeah,
middle of March,
hit it maybe, into March if maybe if we get a chance to get together before our spring break here and I go to Florida on like the 3rd or 4th. If we get a chance maybe before that, we could do one. If not, we'll do something when I get back. So appreciate everybody following us along here on the Facebook Live a little bit today. We had a few comments from people. We had a question. We've had a few likes, so that's good. So some bored. It's a rainy day, so there's some pretty bored people
I
sitting
can't
around.
see who else likes
You can't see because we got to work on your keeping the volume down on your iPad there, so you can follow along too. But next time we meet, hopefully we won't have any pitchers on the DL, and hopefully Winker and all those guys are hitting well in spring training.
Brian Price will have a little sunburn on the back of his neck.
Yeah, exactly, and we'll see. I mean, it's spring, right? So we feel optimistic.
Hope springs eternal.
It's the best time of the year to be a Reds fan.
Yeah, it is.
All time.
It is. It really is. So hopefully it won't be the only best time of year this year.
Agreed.
But we'll find out. So until we get back here, hopefully we'll be back in Studio 82 next time. And we'll talk about who's playing well in spring training and who's not, and who the surprise guy is in the spring training. There's always one of those, right? Or two of those. And we'll see what's happening. So until next time,
Go Reds!